Time to welcome in the professor, John Clayton. John, we've been talking all week about how free agency has been helping teams. However, some teams haven't been so lucky. Right now on ESPN.com, we have your story on teams negatively impacted by free agency. I want to start with the Raiders. You have them at number 1, a team that's coming off a 12-4 season. They seem to have really turned the franchise around. How has free agency hurt them?
Well, it's hurt them in the worst area because it's hitting them on defense. They've lost 7 players so far, and the defense is the area they have to build up. 6 of those guys have been on defense, including Malcolm Smith at linebacker. They've taken big hits in the secondary with Nate Allen leaving. They lose a 4th, 3rd cornerback in DJ Hayden. So that's been the biggest area. Now they're trying to replenish. They have Zach Brown in today, but one thing that they needed through the draft is to build up on defense, and now they've got 6 more holes. That set them back a little bit. Great on offense, but boy, that defense needs some help.
John, what about the Bengals? Last year in free agency, they lost wide receivers Mohamed Sanu, Marvin Jones, which resulted in their offense being 6 points worse per game. How are they doing this time around?
Not too good, because now they've lost on the offensive line. Their 2 best offensive linemen left. Andrew Whitworth went to the Rams, and Kevin Zeitler went to the Cleveland Browns. And they brought in Andre Smith, who had been there a couple of years ago, but that's a right tackle. So the left side of their line is now going to be a big problem. That's not going to make it difficult for Andy Dalton. I mean, he may be okay and getting a little bit better this year at the wide receiver position, but right now they're hurting on the offensive line.
All right, on to the Packers, who won the NFC North last year in Week 17. Why are they at your number 5 spot on this list?
It's just a matter of the losses, and so far they've not been able to replenish, and certainly yesterday losing Eddie Lacy, along with the fact that they cut James Starks, has depleted the backfield. They lose Julius Peppers, and even though he's older, that takes away a pass rusher who can at least come in there on passing downs, and then more losses in the secondary. So at the moment, the fact that they're down in numbers and good players, and even yesterday they lost Dayton Jones, they need depth on defense, and they need running backs.
John, also on your list, the Cardinals' defense has been one of the best for the last couple of years, but being good has come at a cost. What more can you tell us on that?
Well, they knew going into free agency it was going to be tough. 6 of the top 150 free agents were on defense, and it looks like they're going to lose all 6. 5 are already gone, including Calais Campbell, one of the best 3 to 5 technique defensive ends in football. And they've also got hit hard in the secondary with Tony Jefferson going over and going to Baltimore, and Marcus Cooper at cornerback going down. So they've been hit hard, and they're replacing them right now with older players. Antoine Bethea coming in at the age of 32, Carlos Dansby 35. Hey, they're still top 10, maybe top 15, but I think top 2, that may be tough to go after all the losses.
All right. Well, what about one team that isn't on your list but could be next week?
Well, one team to kind of watch is the New England Patriots. And the Patriots, this is a big decision day today because Dante Hightower is trying to make a decision whether to go to the Jets, Pittsburgh, or New England. And if you take away Hightower, that's 4 of the top 150 defensive players, or at least top free agents out there. And, of course, they've also may be in a position where they may trade Malcolm Butler. They went to the Super Bowl giving up the fewest points in the league. And right now, it looks like the shift is going to be get better on offense and then patch a little bit more on defense.
All right, we'll be seeing what they do in the coming weeks. Once again, John Clayton with the insight on which teams are worse off through the first week of free agency.